So I believe people are a little busy with year-end celebrations. Okay, in the last class, what we are talking about, I believe, we saw, sorry, how to uh, integrate the Spring with Hibernate. We just saw that integration stuff, but we didn't really use Hibernate in Spring. Today, we'll try to do that. Okay, we'll try to integrate Spring with Hibernate here. Yes, we'll try to use Hibernate in Spring. Sorry, Spring in Hibernate. Sorry. We'll try to use Hibernate in Spring. Yes. So for that, first of all, I'll try to, you got this product DO, right? This is an interface. You got some methods here. We'll do one thing. We'll implement this interface and implement the methods of this interface by using Hibernate. In this DO methods, we'll use Hibernate. In this DO methods, we'll use Hibernate. Okay? Yeah. Fine. So I'll define a class. I'll call it as product do here. Click on finish. Implements product do. Now here we have to implement those methods and we'll use Hibernate for this purpose. Add product itself. Get product ID. Get products. So these are the three methods which we have to implement. Fine. Now how do we use Hibernate here? Let's see. As of now, you got this methods, right? Add product. So if you want to add a product record to the database, then what you'll do here, first of all, if you want to use Hibernate, what is needed actually? Which component of Hibernate do we use to interact with the database? Which component of Hibernate is needed to interact with the database? Yes. Yeah. we use session component, right? We use session component. So how do we obtain a session object here? In Hibernate, how to obtain a session object? Yes. How to obtain a session object? Hope you people are able to hear me, right? So let's try to answer these questions. How to obtain a session object here. Not transaction. There is another object which is needed for that purpose. What is it? You need session factory object. That's right. You need a session factory object. Session factory object is needed for that purpose. Okay. Yes. Factory object will obtain a session. I can say that now because we are using Hibernate in Spring, Spring provides dependency injection support. So we'll try to avail the dependency injection support here, which is provided by Spring. So we'll ask the container to inject that session factory bean object. So already we have configured the session factory here, where it is yesterday, if you people remember, we have configured the session factory, right? Here it is, session factory, local session factory bean. Now we'll ask the container, let me add ID here, session factory. How can we ask the container to inject the dependency session factory? Yes, what to do? Yeah, how do we do that? Auto-wired, very good. So I'll do this auto-wired, use annotation, auto-wired. The property name, it will match this bean ID, right? So container will fetch that bean and it will obtain it. Now, you see this way here, you can use the container services in Spring, right? Yeah. Now, what is the next thing we have to do? Yes, you have to use that session factory. Using that session factory object, you have to obtain a session object. You have to obtain a session object here. And use that session to interact with the database. Use that session object to interact with the database, I can say. Yes. Okay. Yes. So we'll obtain a session factory dot open session. And then you can do the session dot save product. That's it, you're done. Okay. You see how simple it is here? Let's see. We'll try to test it. Do we got any form here which takes this product details? I guess we have a form, right? No? Don't we have a form? Okay, let me add a form here quickly, which we can use to add the product records to the database. Okay, yes. Sorry. We'll add it here. Product, add product .jsp. Product name, product price, product description. So we got this. Okay, I have to add them to the form, right? Form, add product, record.html, HTML, so method equal to post. Let's add a submit button. We'll put type equal to submit, value equal to okay, fine. Now you got this product class. Now I want to use this product class as a form bean as well to store that form data. Now, okay, yes. How to do that? See, first of all, we have to add a controller. We'll call it as add product controller. We'll annotate it with the red controller. We will add two methods: public string, string, let's say add product view and I'll annotate it with @request mapping method equal to request method dot get. When client places a get request, I want this method to be invoked. So the URL, what is it? I'll configure this URL. Add product record.html. Now here this method will take a model object and you see will supply the details about the product object which will be used as a form bean through this model object. Okay. It's model dot add attribute product product. Okay, and we have to return what this method is supposed to return here. Yes, can someone tell me what is this method supposed to return? View name. So which view name it should return now? What should be the view name here? Which view name it is supposed to return? It should return the input JSP name here. This method has to return the input JSP name. Okay, input JSP name should be written here. Yes. So here the input JSP name is product, add product, right? Add product. This is what we are supposed to do now. Yes. Okay. Next, you have to define another method. That method, what it does, it is going to return. Sorry, that method will be invoked when the client places HTTP method get request. That method will be invoked when the client places HTTP method get request. Okay, it's fine. So now the method which we are going to define, this method will return. Sorry, this method will be invoked when the client places HTTP method get request. Add product process. Post method, I'm sorry. This method which we are defining will be invoked when the client places post request. Product. The first method which you have defined will be invoked when client places get request. Second method which you have defined here will be invoked when the client places post request. Now this controller, what it is supposed to do? What do you people think? What this controller is supposed to do? Yes. what it is supposed to do now? So this controller is, it should call, let's write, it should call the product DOs method, add this record to the database. So for this controller, the product DO is a dependency, right? Product DO is a dependency. First of all, see the DO which we have developed, did we configure this DO? Let's see. We didn't. We have to configure it as, register it as a bean, right? We provide an ID product DO here. So now for this controller, product DO is a dependency, and use auto wire and the qualifier to specify the details about the bean ID. What is it? Product DO. Yep. That's it. And then now this controller can call the add product method and pass the product object reference. That's it. Once it is done, it will return model and the object. Say product record success.csv or something like this. Let's say I will create a JSP whose name will be product record success, which will render a response yes. Product record success.jsp, say to render the response this way. Say record added successfully. That's it. Yes. This way it looks. So what happens? So first of all, how do we access this input JSP now? Add product JSP. How to access this input JSP? What to do? Can you people tell me? If I want to access that input JSP, add product JSP, what to do? Yes, you have to place a request for the URL. What is the URL here on top? Add product record.htm. Okay, you have to place a request for the URL add product.html, add product record.html. It should be get request. When the get request is placed, this method will be called. In this method, you see, it will register the product object as a form B and returns the input JSP name as add product. Okay. Now, you see, the input JSP will be invoked. The input JSP will be invoked, and you see, when the input JSP is invoked, you see, the users will type in some data here in this form through this input JSP, and here you'll find that when the user submits this form, the user submits this form, what happens? The request will be placed for this URL again, add product record.html, but this time it will be different request, post request. This time the request will be placed for HTTP method posts. Yes, fine. Now here when the post request is placed, first of all the form data will be uh, populated into the form bin object, product object now. Okay, because we have registered it as a form bin object, right? The form data will be populated into that object. And then you see here, you'll find that this method which is annotated with post will be invoked. The method which is annotated with post will be invoked. So that means the add product process method will be invoked and the product object is passed on to that method. In this method, what it does, it will take that object and you see it will add it to the database with the help of a DO. It will add it to the object with the help of the DO here. That's it. This is how it works. Okay. Yeah, fine. So let's run this code and test it. There is some issue. Wait just a second. We are creating bean with the name register process.html. Just a second. There's a slash here, I'm sorry, first of all. So the URL root slash. Just a second. Okay, do one thing here. Instead of configuring a single URL, use a different URL for each method. Okay, let's just check this time. the home controller. I will do this. Okay, this is interested. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We'll try to test it. Product record that it's right. So it's not working. And this one is not working. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, got it. Let's not resolve it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. If you people remember, yeah, I got it. No, no, the issue is addressed actually. Earlier we had a different issue, right? That issue we have fixed it, but we got another issue here now. The issue is this. Now we have commented this internal resource view resolver, which basically maps the view names to the JSP, right? We have commented it. Uncomment this, now it will work. Okay, yes. But for the previous problem, this was not the issue. Okay, so now you have to uncomment it. Now the application will work fine because the view name will be referred to this view resolver, which resolves a view name to the JSP, right? But this resolver is not present now; it is absent. We didn't configure it. That's the problem. Okay, fine. Okay, now you can place a request for URL add product record.html. Yes. Now here we can type in the data in this form and let's submit this form. Let's check the records first of all in the database. So these are the records. We'll add a record whose ID is 107, let's say. Okay. Record whose ID is 107. Let's see. Okay, fine. 107. I'll click on add product. Okay, so there is a small issue here. We have to fix it. Okay, so we have added generated value, right? Just remove this generator equal to generated value dot get deleted completely. Okay. So by default it should be assigned maximum. That's it. The problem is with that annotation generated. So here click on here. Okay, this time it works fine. So we'll test it in the database also once. Let's see whether really this record is added or not to the database. Okay. Yeah. No, don't have a record here. First of all, I have it down. Let me check whether we got some data in this object or not. Okay. Product ID. I'll try to print it here in the control. Then you come to know about it, right? Yeah. We'll run this for it. Okay, you see here the data is very much available in that object. Yes, we got the data in that object, no doubt about it. So now let's once check it in the database again. No, the record is not updated here. Hmm. Okay, I'll tell you, I'm sorry. So last time it works or not. Otherwise, actually we have to use the transactions. If this you apply the transaction and you go, and later on I'll tell you how to deal with these transactions. Yeah. So let's check this once. Record is not added because okay, you're not dealing with the transactions here explicitly. So you have to write this code and then you obtain a transaction object session dot begin transaction, and then you try to commit the transaction here. But later on I'll show you. You don't even need to handle this transaction system. Okay, Hibernate itself, sorry, Spring itself will take care of these transactions. Transaction dot commit. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't use it earlier. So we got a habit of doing it because in Spring, the framework itself is responsible for handling the transactions. The framework itself will be dealing with the transactions here. Okay, yes, fine. Now let's see how it works. Okay, yes. Yes, yeah, it is added now. Is it this time? In the console, you'll find the insert query also. Earlier, we didn't see this insert query, right? Yes. Okay, you can check it in the database. No? Definitely you should find it. Okay, 107. But later on I'll show you how to avoid this stuff. You know, even you don't need to deal with the transactions explicitly. Okay, yes, you don't need to explicitly deal with the transactions. I'll show you how to do that. For that we have to discuss about the EOP. So after we discuss about the EOP, you'll understand how to deal with the transactions. That is actually known as declarative transaction management support. Basically, in Hibernate so far, we used to deal with the transactions explicitly, right? We used to deal with the transactions explicitly, right? But the thing is here, uh, when it comes to Spring Framework, when you integrate Spring with Hibernate, you don't need to do that because Spring itself will provide the support for managing the transactions. Yes. As of now, for time being, you can just explicitly write the code here to manage the transactions. But later on, we'll avoid it. Okay. Okay. Fine. So, um, what is the need for integrating Spring with Hibernate? So, did you people see any advantages here? Is there any advantage of integrating Spring with Hibernate? What is the advantage? Yes. What do you people think? So, if people didn't find any advantage, see here first of all, you'll find that in Spring you got dependency injection support, right? The beans are managed by the Spring container, and actually, as I said later on, I'll tell you how to deal with this transactions also explicit. You don't need to write this transaction management code also. Definitely, these are all the advantages of using Spring, in Hibernate in Spring, right? These are all the advantages of using Hibernate in Spring. Yes. Okay. Yes. Definitely, these are all advantages. Okay. Fine. And even dependencies. Have you noticed it? That is what I said. Yes, you don't need to explicitly obtain the session factory object, load the containers, sorry, load this configuration stuff. You don't need to write all that code, right? Yes. Who's taking care of it? Did we write the code to, create the session factory object and all such things, right? Yes. Okay. Hope you people got it. I'll place this code in the Dropbox. I want you people to go through this code, okay? So tomorrow I'm going to start with the AOP. Yes. So hope you people are available tomorrow, right? So how many of you people are available? Let me confirm once. The strength. Okay, very good. Okay. What about others? Still they are thinking? Okay. Okay, because I'm available, so hope you people are available. Yeah. I won't do anything this new year. Okay. Okay then. We'll meet tomorrow at same time and we'll talk about this AOP module, which is one of the most important modules. There you'll understand how to work with this Spring transactions. You know what? I'll tell you, Spring AOP is the most important module in Spring framework. People consider that it is a little tough, but don't worry. It's very easy and straightforward, simple and straightforward. Once you're familiar with it, I can say that okay, definitely it is an advantage for you people. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue our discussion. Tomorrow we'll meet at 7:15 a.m. Indian time. 7:15 a.m. Indian time, not 7:30 a.m. Indian time. Okay. 7:15. 15 minutes early itself. Yeah. Thank you all.